You know why Victoria still gets talked about? Because it felt chaotic in the same way being young actually feels. When Victorious premiered in 2010, it didn't feel like a normal Nickelodeon show. It was loud, awkward, random, sometimes uncomfortable, and that was kind of the point. Everyone at Hollywood Arts was talented, insecure, competitive, and trying to figure out who they were supposed to be. At the center was Tori Vega, played by Victoria Justice. Tori wasn't the loudest or the weirdest. She was the entry point. The normal kid suddenly dropped into a space full of big personalities. Victoria was 17 when the show started, and she played Tori like someone constantly trying to keep up. Now in her early 30s, Victoria's still acting, making music, and touring. But Tori remains the role that defined her, the girl who could sing, but never stopped doubting herself. Then there's Kat Valentine, played by Ariana Grande. At first, Kat felt like comic relief. Sweet, ditzy, always floating somewhere else. But looking back, she felt fragile, like someone masking a lot with softness. Ariana was only 16 when the show began, and nobody could have predicted where she'd end up. Now she's one of the biggest pop stars in the world. But Kat was the first time people really noticed her voice. Jade West, played by Elizabeth Gillies, was anger with eyeliner. Jade wasn't mean for fun. She was defensive. Closed off. Afraid of being vulnerable. Elizabeth was 16 then, now in her early 30s, and she brought weight to a character that could have easily been one note. Jade felt like the person who'd rather be hated than hurt. Beck Oliver, played by Avan Jogia, was the calm in the middle of the storm. Too cool. Too relaxed. The guy everyone projected onto. Avan was 18 when the show started, now in his early 30s, and Beck worked because he didn't overplay it. He felt like that person who already seemed older than everyone else, which usually means they were dealing with stuff quietly. Andre Harris, played by Leon Thomas, was the heartbeat. Supportive, talented, overlooked more than he should have been. Andre was the friend everyone leaned on. Leon was 16 at the time, now in his early 30s, and today he's thriving as a producer and songwriter behind the scenes. Looking back, that makes perfect sense. Andre was always the backbone. And then there's Robbie Shapiro, played by Matt Bennett. Awkward, insecure, hiding behind humor, and a puppet. Robbie wasn't just comic relief, he was loneliness played for laughs. Matt was 18 then, now in his early 30s, and Robbie felt uncomfortably real for anyone who ever felt invisible. Victorious wasn't about becoming famous. It was about being young in a room full of talent and wondering if you deserved to be there. That's why it still hits. Because growing up isn't neat. It's loud, unfair, confusing, and sometimes you don't find your voice right away. And somehow, Victorious understood that. See you next time.